The Texas Volts trying to pick up a sweep in this brief two-game series as they take on the Chicago Bandits tonight here at Dell Diamond. Jeff Arnold, joined alongside by Kenzie Fowler, the Arizona great. Well, last night the Volts were trying to break out for Texas, and they were playing a little bit of long ball.
It was amazing to see the offense come alive for Texas last night. We saw some history. How about an AUSL single game record with 5 home runs? And it was so many different pieces of the lineup that we saw. It got it started in the second inning. We saw back-to-back first pitch home runs from Tiari Jennings and Aaliyah Binford, and it was just kind of on to the races from there. We saw a home run from Amina Vega, Michaela Enfield. Her home run was so huge, her first professional home run that took the lead. And we've got to talk about the two-way star, Aaliyah Binford. Her 2-run shot was just the exclamation point on this offensive performance that ended a 6-game slide that the Texas Volts were on. It was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and tonight they're going to try for the sweep, and one of the game's best, Ali Carta on the mound.
Yeah, it's time for a debut, but it's a debut with a little bit of an asterisk because this is one of the most veteran pitchers that we have in our game. She has been on the biggest stages with Team USA, of course, a UCLA all-time great, Pac-12 Player of the Year a couple of times, but here comes her first pitch with the AUSL.
And she misses high for ball 1 to get things underway. Extensive international experience. She's played in Japan for 8 different years. So she delivers a strike. Last night, it was Nyjah Kennedy who ended up starting for the Volts, again taking some steps forward. 4 innings, 2 runs, and Morgan Zirkle leading things off tonight. Another veteran in the AUSL. Hits it to first base under the legs of Romero and down the line. Looked like it took a funny bounce on Romero there late, and Zirkle reaches base to start things off.
Yeah, tricky hop, but also you look out at the field, right, Jeff, in front of us. It's going from shade to sun, and you see the sunglasses that Sierra Romero is wearing, but look at where this ball bounces. It bounces right from the shade to the sun, and that is very hard to read.
So an opportunity here for Skylar Wallace. And Wallace, she recently returns today from the league in Japan, and she will automatically give a charge into what is already a pretty good Chicago offense. 2-0 against Skylar Wallace. So look at the rest of the lineup. Erin Kaufel's been one of the best hitters, as has Sammy Williams, playing third base and has just been on fire at the plate.
Yeah, so you saw the change in the lineup with Skylar Wallace returning to Chicago, her first at-bat of the season for the Bandits. Slotted in that 2 spot, and it bumps Erin Kaufel down to that 3-hole, which is where we saw her consistently a season ago.
Right back up the middle, it's deflected and no play. So a little comebacker to the circle. Ali Carta had it go off of her glove, and so they're 2-on to open up tonight's game.
Well, she's also dealing with a bit of that shade to sun, but that ball was smoked by Wallace up the middle.
So they call that an infield single, and then Zirkle, they called that an error against Sierra Romero, albeit a tough error because, as you said, ball going from shadows to sunlight and taking the funny hop. So an opportunity here for Erin Kaufel. Last night, the Bandits had some chances offensively, but they had at least 1 runner left on base in each inning and finished just 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. One and 1 against Erin Kaufel. Now that's how it started, and that's how it's going for Kaufel. Here's tonight leading the AUSL in doubles and walks. And she got hit. A tough beginning here for Ali Carta. air, single, and now hit by pitch, and an opportunity created here for Sammy Williams.
Well, that's a tough one to lose for Ali Carta, and of course Erin Koffels, she's wearing it. That was an 0-2 count, so you're working so hard to get ahead of the 3-hole hitter for Chicago, and that ball, that screwball, just runs right into her back leg.
How much of an adjustment is it for somebody like Carta, who recently just got back from Japan and kind of getting right into it here in the AUSL?
I'm thinking like the sleep aspect. Is the jet lag, right, a situation? I know they all just got here a couple of days ago.
Out to Jennings, she's coming home, gets the out at the plate.
What a play. Wow.
Had to get rid of it quickly with the way that Zirkle runs, but she's out.
I'm up here thinking that the easy play is at third base, but this is the pros. This is why Tiare Jennings is one of the best at her position. Her momentum is going right into third base, and she chooses the harder throw at home plate to erase Morgan Zirkle. Wow.
So now here's Mary Jacopo. Last night she had her 8-game hitting streak snapped. Bandits this year, they have just 1 hit with the bases loaded. They're 1 for 12. Jacopo, though, trying to change that. Out to shortstop. Jennings to second one. Well done, Ali Carta getting out of it. A great play by Jennings for the first out, and then she begins the 6-full.
And now the Volts will go to work, and they're going to work against one of the best so far this year in the AUSL. That's Amber Pfizer.
Amber Pfizer, she is a reserve pool player that has continued to show her worth each weekend and each series. A strikeout pitcher. And she'll work side to side with her curveball, her screwball, has an elite off-speed pitch.
Sixth-year pro.
And she'll deliver strike 2.
In Danica Coffey. She's thrown the second most innings in the AUSL with 26. There it is, 3-1 record, 2.15 ERA. And coming off a complete game win her last time, out in front of home. And a nice play made by Jacopo. One away.
A little bit of a swinging bunt here. Danica Coffey was going to her slap and just kind of tops it, but Mary Jacopo, she's out of her squat so quickly and has a cannon of an arm.
She's doing it all well right now.
Behind the plate, great at running the pitching staff, and then also having a great year offensively for the Bandits. You could say the same thing for Riley Boone. Batting out of the 2 spot, seen her hit leadoff though a bunch this year. Here's a look at the rest of the Volts lineup. Amina Vega has been a spark, Tiare Jennings, and then Aaliyah Binford. That's some serious power in the 4 and 5 spots. Right to first base. And Kern is there to make the play. And so 2 fast outs for Pfizer.
That's what makes Amber Pfizer so good, is she just works the strike zone. She is not afraid to pitch to contact. But she also is a strikeout pitcher. She's 3rd in the league right now with 19 strikeouts.
Two outs in the inning for Vega. She plays at 3rd. Had a home run to the opposite field last night, one of the 5 that the Volts hit. New single game record, as we were showing you earlier in the AUSL. 1 ball and 1 strike. We saw home runs at one point on back-to-back pitches in the 2nd inning. And then we saw 3 different home runs to lead off innings. And what we researched would tell us that in the AUSL this year, it's kind of a funny thing. More than 20% of the home runs that have been hit in the league this year come on the first pitch. 2-2.
I'm sure all those coaches that are listening are like, hi, I told you so, right? You hear it from your coaches your whole life growing up. The first pitch is the best one you're going to get. You better be ready.
Pop up. And the catch is made by Williams. So Pfizer, another good inning in the circle.
States on Monday, she came back, and then on Tuesday, she threw a bullpen. Wednesday, she's already starting. Kenzie, I know you talked a little bit about that jet lag, and Allie did say that yesterday. She felt a little out of it, but today she's feeling much better. She worked her way out of that jam, and she's so excited to be here in the AUSL, especially getting to throw to Deja Mulipola. She said Deja is elite behind the dish, and it helps her so much be comfortable here in a Bolts uniform.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a veteran battery coming right out of the gate, and they're not only going to have an impact what they do on the field, they're also going to have an impact of what they're doing in the locker room too, and how they're able to help out some of the younger players.
I'm still stuck on the jet lag. Like, I remember going to Europe a couple of years ago, and when we landed, I felt like I was in another world. So I can't imagine, like, having to put on a uniform and get ready to compete professionally again. But, I mean, these are elite athletes. She's ready to go, and obviously with Deja, her counterpart, this is a huge just infusion of talent for Texas.
And going to help out players like Kayla Edenfield, who you just saw there in the dugout a moment ago. Mulipola is a veteran and has done some great things in her career, and he said it about Ali Carter, one of the best in the business. Hit out to third base. Amina Vega makes the play. And so an out to open up the second inning.
Now thinking about having Deja back behind the plate, it absolutely gives Michaela Edenfield finally a day to kind of breathe a little bit. She's been having to hold it down, waiting for Deja to come back from Japan, and so I think that's going to be huge for both Deja and Michaela to share that catcher position and keep everyone fresh.
But you have to imagine there's part of Michaela who's a little bit disappointed after she had that big home run later on in the game yesterday, and he's had a couple of nice games in a row behind the plate.
I do think, though, it's so important to have those mental days, right? You see it all the time in the MLB where it's like, this is his day off. You just have to have it. This schedule is so compact. It's grueling. And so Michaela Edenfield, she had been going at it almost every single game.
I think another factor, too, Kenzie, is account for where you are. You're in Texas, and it is very hot this time of year.
It's a good look at this curveball in tight on Taryn Kern, who is toes on the chalk.
Just outside, says our home plate umpire, Scott Tomlinson.
Coach Woodard going, where is it? It's a ball off. Deja's working that outer half.
Kern will see another one. 2-2. He's in a bit of a funk at the plate right now. Kern just 3 for her last 16. Golden ticket recipient this year. Had a great college career, finishing things off at Stanford. Second base, good, slides to her right and makes the play. Couple of ground ball outs for Carter to start off her second inning.
Yeah, 3 in a row if you go back to that double play that got Texas out of a bases loaded situation with Chicago threatening in the top of the first. So working the ground, trusting her defense.
It's a small thing because we were so looking into the home runs yesterday, but it was also a really clean game defensively that Texas played yesterday. Here's Bella Dayton.
Yeah, lately, Texas has been playing some cleaner baseball out there. We got Dayton, who is over in right field. She just returned after competing for Team Italy. Drives this one center field. Boone is back, and she is there to make the play. So after bases loaded jam in the last inning, Carter retires the side in order. 0-0 after 1.5.